Have you ever wondered who controls time? In the village of Twicklewood, time had a strange habit. It didn't always move as it should. Clocks would sometimes tick backwards, sunsets would freeze mid-air, and shadows would linger long after midnight. The villagers accepted this as a quirky part of life, until the day the sun refused to set. In a crooked little house at the edge of the village lived Amara, the clockmaker's daughter. Her father, Master Calden, was famous for crafting clocks that could make even the most stubborn moments obey. But his greatest creation was a secret, hidden behind a thick velvet curtain, a master clock capable of controlling the flow of time itself. Amara had grown up among gears, pendulums, and the scent of polished brass. She understood every ticking cog, every swinging pendulum, and every mysterious hum that pulsed from her father's clocks. But her father, a solemn man with silver-streaked hair, had always warned her. The master clock is not a toy. Time is delicate, and those who seek to control it can unravel the world. And yet, as we all know, curiosity has a way of whispering much louder than warnings. One evening, as twilight bathed the village in gold, a shadow fell across the master clock. A figure, cloaked in dark robes, moved with a purpose only known to the wind. Master Calden tried to stop him, but before Amara could even blink, the figure vanished, leaving the master clock in shards on the workshop floor. The village awoke the next morning to a chilling discovery. Time had stopped. The sun hovered at its peak. Birds froze mid-flight. Children paused mid-laugh. Even the villagers themselves felt trapped in invisible cages of frozen moments. Panic rippled through Twicklewood like a storm wave. Amara knew what she had to do. Only she could fix what had been broken. With her father's journal clutched tightly in her hands and a small brass key around her neck, she stepped into the clock tower. The village's great bell chimed, not with sound, but with a ghostly vibration that echoed across the frozen land. Following her father's notes, Amara discovered a hidden staircase spiraling downward into the very heart of the master clock. The walls around her glimmered with suspended sparks of light, and gears the size of barrels turned slowly, as if they were hesitant to move at all. The deeper she went, the more time itself seemed to whisper to her, pulling her forward with a strange, urgent energy. Finally, she reached the chamber where the master clock lay in ruins. Its pendulum hung lifeless, and its gears were scattered like broken stars. And there, standing in the shadows, was the cloaked figure. "You shouldn't be here, child," he said, his voice as smooth as ice. "Time is mine to command now. Your father's creation belongs to me." Amara's heart pounded, but she stepped forward. "Time isn't yours to own," she said, her voice shaking but firm. "It belongs to everyone, and I will fix it." The figure laughed, a hollow echoing sound that filled the chamber. "Then try, if you dare." Amara knelt beside the master clock, consulting her father's journal. She traced the complex network of gears and cogs, her fingers nimble and sure. Each movement she made was delicate. Too fast, and the clock might shatter further. Too slow, and time itself might escape entirely. She worked as the shadowy figure circled, attempting to unsettle her. But Amara focused, feeling a rhythm in her heart that matched the pulse of the clock. She whispered to it as if it were a living creature. "Time, listen to me. Help me restore the balance." Slowly, miraculously, the pendulum began to sway. The scattered gears clicked back into place as though they recognized her hands. The chamber vibrated with energy, and for the first time since the master clock was broken, time sighed. But the figure would not relent. With a gesture, he tried to seize the pendulum, and a gust of wind tore through the chamber, scattering papers and sending gears spinning dangerously. Amara gripped the pendulum with both hands. "I will not let you take what doesn't belong to you," she shouted. And in that moment, she realized something profound. Time was not just cogs and brass. Time was alive, responsive to intention, to courage, to love. Drawing on every lesson her father had taught her, she aligned the pendulum perfectly, whispering a final word of command. The master clock shone with a brilliant golden light, and the figure screamed as he was thrown backward, vanishing into a cloud of shadows. Outside, the village breathed again. The sun continued its journey toward sunset. Birds resumed their flight. Children's laughter rippled through the streets, and the clocks of Twicklewood ticked in harmony once more. Time had returned. Amara emerged from the clock tower, exhausted but triumphant. Her father, standing at the doorway with eyes wide with awe, embraced her. "You've done what I feared only a miracle could achieve," he whispered. "I didn't just fix the clock," Amara said softly. "I learned its secret. Time listens to those who respect it, not those who try to own it." From that day on, Amara became the village's guardian of time. She tended to the clocks, repaired broken moments, and taught anyone who would listen that time is precious, fragile, and alive. And sometimes, in the quiet of the night, when the moonlight dances on the polished brass of the master clock, Amara smiles. She knows that time will always move forward, as long as someone watches over it with care. Because in Twicklewood, the clockmaker's daughter is not just a keeper of gears, she is the keeper of moments, memories, and the heartbeat of the world itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from worlds beyond our own. Until next time, take care.